Right, Juliet, I want to make this as quick as possible, okay? Um, Look, you shouldn't use the word abuse out of context because, pardon me, given everything I'm going through and have been through, and you agreed with me quite rightly that it's criminal, but you would rather listen to as you put it, random stranger whom I reported, I blocked on Facebook for being absolutely vile and abusive, just as vile and abusive as the police. For a second time now, you've said you don't want me here. And you've not been honest with me. That is actually abuse, Juliet, because believe it or not, you have actually helped put me in this position where I'm in your flat. And these people who have been gaslighting, these narcissists, told me to stay with you. And you had an opportunity to stop this when I forwarded you the formal complaints to SDR Living. I forwarded you the complaints to SDR Living, and you are a witness to criminal offences committed against me. And yes, you are a support worker by profession. Why the sudden change of hand? Why you haven't been honest with me about Eben, Darren? Uh, but particularly the manageress, because you did not give me this information. And now you're telling me, knowing that I struggle with anxiety and suicidal feelings, they label it as suicide ideation. And now you've said you don't want me here. I can't even read all of your text. I don't understand this. I've tried texting you back, and I don't know if you've got the text messages. I don't understand this phone. Do you know something? Take one of the things I've been through. Most people would not survive it. And to that idiot who's actually spelt my name the way you spell it, because I've never seen it spelt that way before. But anyway, yes, human trafficking. It is human trafficking. Coercive counsel human trafficking. And wouldn't you question, because it's up to life in prison for malfeasance of office for what the police have done, their beatings, their force, they're forcing me into a car, into a police car, and they're all of them at Eastbourne Police saying, you've got a property, and then I'm beaten and injured. Where were you, Juliet, when I needed you with the letter? You are very you. I hadn't seen you like this before. Before you, when you walked out the door, you wouldn't look back at me, and you had already said to me, "We got to go and see this property," the day before, and then you said, "Look, I've been through treatment." Well, I could do an Eben, couldn't I? We all know about your treatment. What are you playing at, Juliet? Because Eben, crumbs, Juliet. Eben threatened to dispose of my things. The care coordinator has been sacked. I've got what could it be because of my recordings on YouTube? That's a damning recording of the care coordinator who's just been sacked. And even you said, oh, did she say you could have it for as long as you want? Yes, she did, Juliet. The care coordinator, Karen, from Southdown, said I could have it for as long as I want. What's going on, Juliet? When we went to St Mary's house, you said to me, do you want to say that shall I say I'm your support worker? And I said, no, let's tell the truth. You're not my support worker, you're a support worker for Southdown Housing Association. But you're behaving like someone who's part of the corruption all of a sudden. You're my friend. You're my crucial witness. It helps that you've got the profession of someone who works as a support worker, and you've said some very, very strange and questionable things, and you're not being honest with me. I've never seen you like this before. I've supported you. I'm very upset as well because you text me. You said in a sarcastic text, you said, "Oh, no mention of me having a safe journey up here." When that's, I always say, "Have you had a safe journey?" But several times I've mentioned the gift that I crafted you, and not once have you mentioned it to me. Not once. The gift that I crafted for you in the Cavendish Hotel, which I self-funded for 9 months. You don't think I'm upset about that? You don't think I'm upset that the gifts that I crafted for you and Eben, which I haven't finished crafting, are still in Eben's flat? But then if Eben has apparently disposed of things of mine. Hello, Juliet. What's going on here? Why was Karen sacked? Because even you showed concern that Karen said you could have that flat as long as you need it. And you said, did she say that? Yes, she did say that 4 months ago. What's going on? Before you walked out of the door, you said to me that Lisa, the manageress, said she'll only allow you to go in there to get some bits of mine. They're not even things that I need. You just randomly. But because I was so crippled by anxiety, so oppressed, like this, I didn't feel that I could say to you, wait a minute, Juliet, wait a minute. What I really wanted to say to you at the time, but I didn't because I'm crippled by trauma, and you said it yourself. You said this is criminal and what they're doing to me and my mental health. What I really wanted to say to you at the time was, Juliet, I need you right now. Please come down here. I've got this letter. You could have stopped me being evicted because you are a crucial witness to what happened at Belmore Road. So why am I getting a text message from you saying, once again, I don't want you in my flat, Bryony? And why did you call an ambulance a mental health nurse? Why are you trolling me? That troll account is how you spell my name. No one knows where you live. Even I had to look at your letter because I don't know the address for this place. What are you playing at? Why didn't you say to Eben? Why have you not looked after Bryony's things? I'm the one who flagged up that Darren was abusing Bryony over a set of bloody keys. And DC Kamar of Eastbourne CID, he said to me, as you can hear in the phone recording, go to your care coordinator, who's now been sacked. So what's happened to my stuff with Eben? I have valuables in Eben's flat. How can I even take them out of her flat when the council have gone into my home and taken all my stuff and gone out with it? My gold heirloom ring. For the first time ever, Juliet, I've been on the phone to Amira. And for one thing, I have trouble understanding Amira because of her strong accent, her Iranian accent. And she's caring for her husband, who's in pain all the time. She had to go. I didn't realise. But it makes sense now why every time I see her, she's crying. She's caring for her husband. She's washing him. She's looking after him. He's in pain. They have to go to the hospital every night. And because the morphine isn't working. And I've been telling people, these criminals who've done what they've done to me, that Juliet doesn't need this because of what you're going through. And you said to me, don't tell people I've got that say I'm in recovery. But then you used it to guilt trip me over this key and seeing the room, which is only a 28-day placement. They coerced, trafficked me. And there's a guy on Facebook who agrees with me on this because I once put a massive Facebook post up saying, am I crazy? Am I being a bit dramatic saying that I've been trafficked, quote unquote, under the council? And someone said, no, you're not being dramatic. If that's what it is what it is under common law. And it is. And I've had the brutality, and you've seen it. And you think for 1 second, you take one tiny thing that has happened to me, and I'm telling you, my sister, my eldest sister, is so switched off. I didn't realise just how my middle sister, my transgender sister, wants my help, she texts me. But when I tell her what I'm going through, and are they going to say anything to the council? Nothing. Nothing. And that's why Helen Hipperson said at Elms Avenue, she said, my mum was at your sister's wedding. She's a bit of a tyrant, isn't she? And she described both of my sisters as that vile, disgusting C word. But it's at times like this I think, yes, you're not wrong. See? See what the devil is doing. Did I not say that this would have a knock-on effect, Juliet? Did I not say, Juliet, this would have a knock-on effect? This is what stress does. But I'm telling you, if you had been there when I needed you as soon as I got the letter with a oomph, and just to say, why are you doing this to Bryony? But now you haven't told me some things that I really needed to know. This is really sickening and unnerving. This is really sickening. You're not putting yourself in my position here, Juliet. This is not just a one-off. This has happened over 7 years. I've been forced to sleep rough. I've got stuff everywhere in this town. But do you want to listen to the UK criminal thug police, who are known for beating up innocent people, including elderly and the children, and the vulnerable and the mentally unstable? Yeah? You'd rather listen to them who say I'm full of BS. I, I just, I'm trying really hard. I am trying really, really hard. You know that this is nothing personal to you. It's PTSD. It's their trauma based. This is why I want to talk to Mark Devlin about it. It's like a form of suicide programming. This is real, this is. This is what the stuff he's been talking about, the stuff I already know about, the Tavistock Institute, where Jeanette Archer, the SRA survivor, satanic ritual abuse, she was tortured there, electric shock treatment. Some of our police and social workers get their training there. It's psychological, social engineering, and eugenics. I mean, I was on the phone to Amira, and she said, I don't understand why they're doing this to you. And I was trying to use words that, because of her English, I was hoping and praying she understood what I was trying to get at, if she doesn't understand the words I'm using, to get the general gist. But she had to go because of her husband. So it's like, I mean, I don't want to keep using this phrase catch 22, because me being a people pleaser is what gets me this torture. And yes, Juliet, whether you like it or not, you texting me, I don't want you there, is abuse. And you're saying, oh, you're going to report me for abuse. Juliet, either I'm a friend or I'm not. You said this is criminal, what is being done to me. Now I can't trust you. You know I've got no one else to turn to. I've admitted to you, I have admitted to you where I've screamed my head off. And in the early hours, while you were in bed one time, lay here and read an email from that nasty, vile cat, Sally Fisher saying, "We've gone in and taken all your stuff." The temporary accommodation team, the very cretins, let's use a polite word, who ignored very serious crimes against me by those convicted criminals at Belmore Road. I could have screamed my head off when I read that email because I did not realise that they had gone in there and taken all my stuff. But I think you knew that, but I didn't know that. And maybe because of the stress and the trauma and being assaulted and beaten and dragged by the police and having these crimes that are up to life in prison for malfeasance of office, please make up your mind, Juliet, because right now I'm feeling from the moment you've switched when you said we've got to go and see this room, I felt intimidated by you, and I suddenly thought, I don't think I know Juliet actually. From that moment, I was already feeling, I didn't tell you this at the time, but I was already feeling frustrated that you didn't come down there when I received the letter. Because but I suppose a bit like Darren, you were the one who flagged up his abuse. But like Darren, I was treating both of you like siblings because you know, a bit like Darren's mum saying, "Oh, it's like he was sent to you." I thought the same about you. I thought you were sent to me. But maybe that is putting someone on a pedestal still. And I wasn't putting you on a pedestal. But really, that is abuse. Let's call a spade a spade. I don't want you in my flat now. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hang on a minute here, Juliet. Hang on. Why all this time have I been so brutally honest with you, opened up to you? You've said all the right things. You've praised me. Keep documenting. You're strong. You've got this. This is criminal. This is atrocious. So there's no point really. That email you sent to Caroline Ansell, too late now. Too late. It's too late. They've gone in there and taken all my stuff. I needed you when I received the letter, and there are things you're not telling me. How would you feel if someone came in and took all your stuff and you have still not mentioned the gift that I made for you? So, twice now you've asked me to leave, and so what are you? You're calling the police to say I'm suffering with my mental health and feeling suicidal. Because seriously, I've got thoughts about jumping off those cliffs all the time, but with everything that's just happened, they've made it extremely easy for me. I'm having anxiety attacks that I'm trying to, which I was already having. Talk about trauma-based mind control. Anyway, but yeah, I don't even feel like praying anymore. I don't even feel like praying. I don't feel like praying. I feel like my faith, like, what's the point? I've prayed so hard with my head on the ground. Darren got me into the habit of, saying grace all the time, like all the time, um, in Abby Yahweh's name. But anyway, what can I say? What can I say? I am really, really like how could you not mention the gift or anything? How could you, I just remember thinking, oh, she hasn't mentioned. I'm just feeling used. I feel used, abused, exploited. As I've had nothing but abuse, nothing but deception, nothing, nothing to warrant it, all because I cried out for help when everything got too much. Most women don't even report rape, and that's why I laugh. I can laugh because I can say I put someone on a sex offenders register. 2 years in prison, 10 years on a sex offenders register, went to the Saturn Rape Victim Centre, laughed it off. But what the police have done to me, Darren, Eben, shall I add you to the list then? You know, what is this? Just pushing me, pushing me, pushing me, pushing me. What's happened to my stuff, Juliette? Why is this care coordinator being sacked? Why didn't you say to Eben, what have you done with Bryony's things? You need to be honest. Now you don't want me here, you've got to be honest. Because adult social care are now covering all of this up. And I've reported him, the GP, to the General Medical Council, but he couldn't care less. Oh, but he went out of his way to stop me from putting up a poor review more than once. I've never heard of the Freemasons. No, of course you haven't. Hippocratic oath. They all do their oaths. All the same thing, though. Never heard of the Freemasons. A GP? We'll be having words if you say things like that. What, calling a spade, that they're Satanists, practicing occultists. Leslie at the food bank. Oh, they're Christians. What's that when it's at home? Many Christians are on their way to hell. They don't realise it. False teachings. Where's all of this gone though? Seriously, where I've still said a prayer for you, Juliet. I've said a prayer for Amira's husband, but I really give up. Just because I'm extremely vulnerable, it doesn't mean that I am to be ripped apart. I mean, there are some very, very pathetic people on, like this. What was it, Vanessa Van Goosen Allen? Every time I've blocked her, she sets up another YouTube account to harass me with. Poppy Fitzgerald is her other YouTube name. I blocked her last time, Poppy Fitzgerald, but this Vanessa set up another account. And it's really quite sad because these people are, I don't want to use the same word that narcissists use, but narcissists project their own project. That word that, ugh, yeah, they're just jumping on my vulnerability and attacking me. When you imagine how I'm feeling now, Juliet. You imagine, you put yourself in my position. You're either going to listen to me or you're going to listen to the lies of these criminals. You agreed with me. You're really going to listen. I mean, Chinese whispers, Eastbourne Police. PC Ford said his troll account name is Legend. They all watch me. They all watch me and mock me, but you'd rather listen to them. Really? It could have been your mother or grandmother that was being mugged by the elderly. How, oh God. I'm just I'm praying for the bloody, praying for the harpodzo, the rapture. Just want to get out of here. I'm praying for the end. I just want to get out. If it's not going to be by suicide, it's going to be by whatever. I want to get out. I'm done with it. I'm done.